Yeah.
It looked to be about the time that it was fitting. She had curly
What
brown
phone?
hair and huge green eyes. Obviously, she was hyperventilating, and I could see the fear in her eyes. I asked her why she was screaming and where she had come from. I had so many questions, but before I could even finish asking, she grabbed my arm and said in a panicky voice, "You need to go now." I was so confused, but there was no time, so I stopped resisting and let her lead me as we sprinted in the opposite direction of my house. I could hear something breathing heavy behind us, and the sound of twigs snapping, but I didn't dare turn around. My legs felt like jello, and I felt like they were going to melt underneath me, and my lungs were on fire.
I don't know.
Incredibly, I wasn't the one to be so unfortunate to trip. I'm assuming her foot got stuck on a roof or something, but I was just focused on escaping, because one moment she was in front of me, and the next moment I had to jump over her without any regard for her. Then I snapped out of it and turned around, raising the rifle. What I saw next was the most horrifying thing I had ever seen in my entire life. No more than 5 or 6 meters from me did this creature stand. What I noticed first was its eyes. They were bright yellow. This thing was very thin, yet clearly large. Up until now, it was on all fours, crouched in a sprinter's position. Then it stood up, and even though it was still hunched over, it had to have been at least 7 or 8 feet tall. It was completely hairless, and so pale, it was almost pink. And that's when it let out the oh-so-familiar screech. I knew that that was what I had been hearing throughout the past couple of weeks. I was completely frozen with fear, and at this point, the girl had just freed herself and began crawling away. It grabbed her ankle and picked her up effortlessly. I snapped out of it and managed to pull the trigger. A loud explosion rang through my ears before I realized the bullet had missed. It had been focused on me as I stood there in utter disbelief. I pulled back the bolt again and aimed. It dropped the girl and started walking towards me. I aimed the barrel right at the abomination's face and pulled the trigger for the second time. This time, it connected. It then proceeded to let out the most deafening and ear-splitting screech I've ever heard. The creature turned and blindly ran into a tree.
That's not funny. April Fool's, motherfucker!
And sprinted at an unbelievable speed
Shut up, stop.
into the forest.